So we're at the Marauders Guild, about to do the level 60 to 70 job quest for our Scholar. If you don't play Scholar, it may be odd to be at the Marauders Guild to do your healing job quest, considering you don't even do your warrior job quest at the Marauders Guild. And if you're a Scholar, you're also going to think it's weird too, because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it is what it is. I sort of makes sense in context of the story, but... Level 60, The Vanishing Act. Alkazolka is pleasantly surprised to see you. Zilly, that you should arrive at this very instant. It is as though the gods themselves have sent you. Not a quarter bell ago, I received a missive from Surito Karato. An emergency has arisen at the Wanderer's Palace, and he has requested our immediate presence. While the exact nature of his trouble remains unclear, we can scarce ignore his call. He waits us at his usual place. Come, my friend, we haven't a moment to waste. Yeah, Scholar might have the most difficult job quest. I don't remember if it's 50 or 60. I don't know if I'd say it's difficult, it's tedious, and it's hard because the targeting sucks, even if you get it right. It's not even any easier if you do it on keyboard. Basically, you just sit there and like Asuna a bunch of people for like 5 minutes. Or whatever the equivalent is, if it's something different. Is it Asuna for Scholar? Yeah, it's Asuna. Like, but it's just like, because you got to keep targeting and keep getting the stuff off. It's a huge pain. It was definitely the hardest one I had to do. And I've done them all. Surito Karato. Alkazolka, Zilly, thank you both for responding so swiftly to my summons. Forgive my brusqueness, but I believe it best we cut straight to business. I presume that both of you remember the invisible void scent we defeated not too long ago? We could scarce forget such a vile creature. Well, you'll be pleased to hear that I have finished studying its remains and believe a cure may be within my grasp. But mayhap cure is a slight exaggeration. What I speak of will only halt the spread of the sickness, not reverse all of the effects it has had on our bodies. Surito Karato, you are far too modest a man. Truly what you speak of is incredible, a miracle even. Alas, it is not to be praised for the progress I've made that I ask you here today. You see, Satoto, one of my comrades who has been assisting me in my experience, has mysteriously vanished. I am terribly worried. While the rancor has subsided from most of our hearts, we still retain our Tonberry forms. Were we to wander too far from our home here, and any number of organizations would be more than happy to have us hunted down. That is why I would ask you, my two most trusted associates, locate and escort Satoto back to the Wanderer's Palace before it's too late. Of course we'll do it. We can hardly ignore the pleas of one of NEM's foremost scholars. Zilly, I have an idea of where we can start. Let us check with the grand companies to see if a bounty has been placed on Satoto's head. Bounty? Let us hope it has not come to that. Maelstrom Command is in Limsa Mensa. There we should be able to ask the Hunt Bill Master if any Tomberries have recently been registered. We were just in Limsa. We'll go check our hunts. It's been a while since I've done all the job quests, but yeah, I think like so. Like all of the Tomberries in the Wanderer's Palace were like Lalafels that caught a disease. Like way back in the day or whatever. Turned them all into Tomberries. No, we don't want to go into barracks. What was the last one you click? Good evening to you, sir. How might I be of service to you today? We're looking to save or slay a Tomberry. A Tomberry, eh? We currently have only one Tomberry marked for the hunt by the name of Marberry. Marbury, if I recall correctly, he was marked for the hunt from even before Sototo disappeared. The possibility of there being a mix-up between the two is slim. It seems we must continue our search elsewhere. Captain Lazardi, Alka, I wasn't aware the two of you knew each other. Rashat? Good to see you again. I think I may have forgotten to say so the other day, but I greatly appreciated your help with my training. You know I'm always happy to help. I don't suppose you've come all this way to thank me, however. What brings the two of you here? We were searching for an escaped Tonberry and thought it might have been marked for the hunt. Tonberry, you say? While I can't promise this is in any way related, a few days back a disturbance broke out in Vesper Bay. They discovered a stowaway hiding in one of the ferries. Indeed. Witnesses say that a small green blur leapt from between the crates and dashed out of sight as soon as the ship pulled into port. While of a similar size and build to a Lalafell or a Kikiran, they claim it looked far too alien to be either. Thank you, Rashat. Sounds like you may have just given us our first lead. Silly, after me, we make for Vesper Bay with all haste. Pray return to the waking sands. I ran out of those Aetherite tickets a long time ago. Is it probably quicker than Horizon? Okay, where would you be? In Vesper Bay. Oh, there he is. Can't always see it on the map. Oh good, for a moment I thought I had lost you. Let us begin by questioning this man here. He appears to be one of the men from the ferry Rashat told us about. Actually probably more like Rashat. You're asking if I saw the stowaway? Aye, you bet I did. Now it wasn't just any stowaway what boarded our ship. No, I suspect it was one of them fellas Agab without his mask. Either that or it's a rare beastie you can't find around these here parts. Not that it mattered, mind you. Whatever it was, the brass blades are after it, and you best be sure they'll catch it. Indeed, thank you for all your help, sir. If an organization that large has yet to find the stowaway, we've little chance of succeeding in such an endeavor ourselves. Rather than blindly rushing about, our time would be better spent gathering what information we can regarding this incident. I shall go and speak with my acquaintances in Ul'dah. In the meantime, I ask that you return to Cerrito Corito and inform him of all that we have learned. Man, make me spend all of my Aetherite tickets. We didn't learn anything. Like, we think we have a lead. Like, it sounds promising, but it's not like actual information. This is micromanaging is what it is. Silly, I can only hope your swift return means you come bearing good news. It's crossed the sea and is likely now in Thanalin, you say? What could possibly have spurred our friend to do such a thing? Cerrito Corito, forgive my tardiness. I made a small detour to Ul'dah to speak with my associates. Unfortunately, they could tell me nothing aside from the fact that the brass blades are looking into who the stowaway might be. I've nevertheless asked that they keep an ear to the ground and report to me should they learn more. Oh, Lord. Thank you, Alcazolka. If, as you suspect, our friend has fled to the vast continent of Aldenar, there is little sense in us conducting any more searches. Judging by the brass blades' inability to find their quarry, we should have no need to worry about the hunt or any other institution capturing Sototo for now. The best option is to wait until we know more. I am inclined to agree. Should I come across any new information, I will send word to you right away. There's a good chance this search will turn into something of a long-term effort, Zilly. I suggest you rest while you still can. Level 60, the Vanishing Act, complete. Next Scholar quest will be available from Surato Karuto upon reaching level 63. Requirements for undertaking subsequent quests will be reviewed in your journal. Excuse me one moment. Right. Level 63, a safe place to hide. Surato Karuto stares at you with a puzzled glimmer in his yellow eyes. Oh, Zilly, what brings you this way? Oh, it seems then Alkazoka's last missive somehow failed to reach you. He has uncovered information regarding Satoto's possible whereabouts and is currently waiting for you to join him at Marauder's Guild in Limsa Lamensa. You best hurry. What? No. Just out of habit. Out of habit, I went to the Av Castle. Welcome, my friend. My contacts have but recently caught wind of a rumor that the Brass Blades are once again on the move. It seems they have spotted a creature matching the description of the Vesper Bay stowaway. Luckily for us, their quarry has fled into the Black Shroud, an area that is out of their jurisdiction. While there is still much we do not know, at least we now have an idea of where to begin. Let us immediately depart for Camp Tranquil. That Tonberry really gets around, huh? As you may already know, the only way to reach the Black Shroud from Phandalin is to pass through this area. That means whoever or whatever the Brass Blades were pursuing entered the forest from here. If our hunch is correct and Satoto is in there, we best hurry. Our Tonberry, who has seen little of the outside world, would likely not last more than a few days on their own. To cover more ground in less time, I suggest we split up. I shall take the north while you scour the south. Once we're done, let us meet back here. There's not much south from here, so that should be quick. As you might, you do not catch sight of Satoto or anything resembling the missing Tonberry. Look out! As you might, you do not catch sight of Satoto or anything resembling the missing Tonberry. Third time's the charm. Look out! You spy a fallen figure, small of stature and green of skin. It's surrounded by poachers. Poachers? Looks like we've struck gold. Haha, if we skin and sell this thing, we're guaranteed a fortune. 7 hells, don't go celebrating just yet. We've got to kill it first. The hide's so thick it broke my bloody knife. you, Satoto. Father, is this where it all ends? Satoto appears injured. Quickly cast Adloquium upon her that she might be healed. Did I not have it targeted? Okay. Thank you, madam. You saved my life. That spell, you wield Nemean magic, so you perchance Zilly, the adventurer in possession of a soul crystal. Surito Karuto often speaks of you. Thank the gods, you're safe. After my search of the northern reaches turned up nothing, I returned to Camp Tranquil to wait for you. When you didn't appear, I began to grow worried and came looking for you. Good thing I did too. Bloody poachers. Oh, but how rude of me. I nearly forgot to introduce myself. Hello, Satoto. I am Alcazolka, Royal Marine and Marauder. My friend Zilly Lazalthi and I have been searching for you. Yeah, I'm a Nemean Marine. My lady, if I may be so bold as to say, your radiance, it is blinding. Zilly, isn't she beautiful? Gee, how did you know? I'm pretty sure she is a he. It's obvious, isn't it? Her glowing skin, her comely face. She is clearly a lovely young woman. Now, Satoto, what prompted you to leave Bronze Lake so abruptly? As you are likely already aware, Surito Karuto saved us. While on the outside we remain as Tomberries, he has purged our hearts of the rancor. And that is why I left. There is something I must take care of now that my mind is once again my own. And what, pray tell, is that? Over 1,500 years ago, back when Nim was still at its peak, my father was a scholar and a Royal Marine. He was dispatched upon a secret and incredibly dangerous mission to infiltrate Amdapor. The day he left was the last time I ever saw him. I suspect the reason he never returned was because he was discovered and apprehended by the Amdapori. And so you came here, to the place the ancient nation once stood? You do realize that regardless of whether he survived or not, your father, I know, I'm under no illusions that he might still be alive, even if he somehow escaped Amdapor. Unlike those of us sealed away in the tower, the passage of time would have eventually robbed him of his life. I'm only looking to find something that reminds me of him, a keepsake, if you will. Sounds as though you loved your father a great deal. Very well, if this means that much to you, we, the Royal Marines, shall volunteer to aid you in your search. Ahem, right? The two of you would really do that for me? Oh, thank you so very much. Now let us return to Camp Tranquil. There we can discuss how to proceed. Yeah. Before we begin searching for a memento of Satoto's father in earnest, I must go to Bronze Lake to inform Surito Karuto that we have found his dear comrade and that she is safe. Speaking of which, Satoto, you must promise me that you will never again do anything so reckless as wandering a foreign land alone. The realm is a dangerous place, doubly so for someone with your affliction. Very well, if it really means that much to you, I shall make that promise. Ahem, good. That is all that I ask. Dilly, I ask that you look after Satoto and see that she gets some rest, that she might recuperate from her ordeal. We shall make for the Lost City upon her full recovery. Level 63, a safe place to hide, complete. Level 65, in loving memory, Alcazolka fusses over Satoto. Satoto, you appear to be doing much better. Even your complexion has returned to normal. Indeed, I too noticed that my skin once again glows a healthy shade of green. Just lost. Now that Satoto has recovered, our search can begin. Ere we depart, let us quickly review what we know. Satoto's father was a scholar in the Royal Marines who had been dispatched on a mission to infiltrate Amdapor. He was to return with a cure to the disease that threatened to engulf Nim, only he never did. Yes, I am almost certain he was caught, captured, and then killed by the Amdapori. Even if that was not the case, after 1500 years we can safely assume he is no longer alive. I hold out hope, however, that some of his belongings remain. The Amdapori were extremely dedicated to expanding their knowledge of healing magic. Anything in a scholar's possession would have been of incredible value to them. Had your father been captured, they would have confiscated all that he had. He would then likely have been transported to a remote and secure location for interrogation. That means our chances of finding anything that once belonged to him would be highest in Amdapor Keep. Ah, Alka, not only are you terribly kind, but you are keen of mind as well. Ahem, thank you. Now in the final years of the War of the Magi, Amdapor was demolished by the Maquis. He was overrun with a myriad of void-sent beasts that linger to this day. As we forge forward, you must be sure to keep your wits about you. Amdapor Keep is fraught with dangers both known and unknown. Sleepy City. Where the hell are we going? Amdapor Keep, that's not the same. Okay, yeah. Yeah, the Lost City and Amdapor Keep are actually different. Yeah. Like... You finally made it. Zilly, if you're ready, please lead the way. Duty calls. Commence battle for unloving memory. Level sync is in effect. If you're above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 67. Proceed. You probably should have just used sucker and be done with it. Alright, I guess we just wander through. I like when they do reuse these dungeons like this for job quests. Oh, there was that glowy thing. We should probably read it, right? I think I saw one back here, too. Yeah. I mean, I don't know which ones are important or not, but I assume we gotta read some of them, right? Nothing in this bag looks as though it could have been belonged to him. Okay. I mean, if it's not useful. Just trying to do the job quest, that's all. Bit rate's fine. Pages are on tatters, but have better luck with the next one we find. The interrogation of the Nemean spy we apprehended is scheduled to soon take place at the Moot Hall. The healing powers his people wield are not like those of white magic. Regardless of what it takes, we must find a way to determine the mysterious source of his power. We suspect his robes are crucial to his spellcasting. They will no doubt hold some of the answers. For now, however, we will be sealing them away in one of our mana idols. This log, I think it's about my late father. Well, the problem with stuff like this is that, like, we're not in a party. So, like, I can't tell, like, what buffs he has, what debuffs he has, until I click on him. Like, and it's a lot different, because, like, we're shield healing, so, like, I need to know, like, when his shield's up. Like, I can't even tell how much he has of it. If we were like a white mage or an astro, not Isuna, damn it, wrong button, then it wouldn't be as big of a deal, because I could tell if he was just like low on health. But when you're shield healing, like once they're low on health, it's kind of too late. Like it's fine for these ads, but I'm sure there'll be a boss, right? Like, if he was in my party, I could see what his buffs and debuffs are by the party list. But the only way for me to tell now is to stop DPSing and just heal him, which is maybe what I'm supposed to be doing. Sometimes it'll tell you for stuff like that. I'm not super worried about him dying to ads, though. But we'll go slow, just in case. Like, if I could just tell how long his shield is up, then I'd be happy. Without having to click on him. But targeting is one of the bigger problems in this game. This chest is full to the brim with treasure. No, this isn't what we're looking for. Let's leave it. Fine then. Alkazoka the Slayer. Well, I don't know if I feel up to it. We'll do Astro next. Be nice to get him knocked out at least. I mean, we still have to do our physical range DPS and our tanks. I'd like to get another healer and at least one of the tanks done. My Dark Knight's not quite 70 yet, but we could do Warrior, Paladin. Probably Warrior. Okay, this guy is probably a boss. Let's get behind him. Me. How do I check if he... See, I can't like target him. His shield's already gone. Let's place you. Where's place? Place. That'll work. Place you right there where you can be useful. Oh, that was just a waste. Oh no, I got a stack. See, like, he's already... I don't have like a good heal either. Because I'm not like a shield, because I'm a shield healer. No, not Asuna. And we'll redot him, do a fairy again, and then we'll not add low. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. So he seems to be targeting me with the AoEs, which is great. Re-up your shield. It's like I just can't even target him. I've got so many invuln stacks. If he comes and hits me, I'm going to be kind of screwed. Oh, I need to move. Ooh. Up his shield. But target the guy. I want to do some damage. Treasure coffer is found amongst the... wait, is that a coffer? This thing must have been feeding on the mana idols. The Toto Zilly, perhaps this is it. Look, it's a Nemean grimoire. I recognize this. It's my father's, and these. I learned some nifty new spells from your father. These are his robes. They're from the day he left. All of it has been so perfectly preserved. It's almost as though he were wearing them but yesterday. Oh, what's this? Is that his soul crystal? Yes, and within slumbers the fairy that has been with my family for generations. Am I going to get a new soul crystal? I thought I had lost nearly everyone to that god-forsaken war and the terrible disease that followed. Yet in spite of all odds, here she is, the last of my family, sitting right in the palm of my hand. I would give anything to see her again. Lilac, Lilac, please, answer me. That doesn't look good. Purple usually like void scent. Uh-oh. Satoto! Satoto! What happened? Wake up! Silly, something's wrong. She's not responding. We must get her back to Camp Tranquil immediately. Silly, you're a Royal Marine and an outstanding scholar besides. Surely you can diagnose what's wrong with her. Looks a bit passed out to me. Satoto has no external injuries and both her breathing and pulse are stable. Despite this, she appears to have slipped into a coma from which she will not wake anytime soon. Well, that's the obvious part. She won't be waking anytime soon. No, that can't be. What in the seven hells happened back there? Troubled civilians in need of a helping hand, I presume. Might the wood whalers be of assistance? Ah, well, if it isn't the adventurer, what brings you to this neck of the woods? Silly, this another one of your friends, I take it? I don't remember him at all. So in essence, a botched invocation rendered this thing unconscious. Solution to that is simple enough. Just leave it there to rest until it wakes up. Thing? Thing? How dare you speak of Satoto in such a callous manner, and to think that you would suggest we leave this beautiful young lady out here in the open until she wakes up. You must be mad. Young lady? You're quite sure that's what she is? My apologies. I shall carry the young girl inside and see that she is given a proper place to rest. But before that, this coat of green mucus isn't contagious, is it? Green mucus? That's not green mucus, it's... Never mind. No, it's not contagious. You should be fine. Thank you for your help, sir. It is greatly appreciated. Yeah, I probably don't see many tonberries in the 12's wood. At least for now, we can rest easy knowing that Satoto is safe, or as safe as she can be given the circumstances. All should be in order. I've seen to it that your friend has been given a comfortable bed to rest until she recovers. Silly, I shall return to Bronze Lake and inform Sarito Carito of all that has happened. Perhaps he will be able to shed light on what is wrong with Satoto. In the meantime, I would ask that you remain near on hand and keep an eye on her. Don't worry, I shouldn't be away too long. Number level 65 and loving memory complete. Level 68, the chase. Alkazoka's face is drawn into tight lines. Silly, something's terribly wrong. Ever since she collapsed, Satoto hasn't so much as stirred. According to Sarito Carito, the sickness transforms not only the body, but also the quality of the afflicted individual's ether. As such, attempting to summon Lilac in her current state likely drained her of nearly all her vitality. A bit of rest, however, should have been enough to replenish her reserves, and she should be awake by now. The fact that she's not means something else is amiss. Please go and have a word with Sarito Carito, a scholar to scholar. Perhaps if you were to combine your wits, you might learn what is wrong. I shall remain here and look after Satoto. Bronze Lake we go. Sarito Carito. Naruto. So Satoto still slumbers on. So Satoto. Normally when scholars summon their fairies, they do so by extracting a portion of the ether circulating through their body and willing it to take shape. By releasing that form, they can then dismiss it, and the ether will flow back into their bodies. This is what should have happened to Satoto when she fell unconscious. I cannot understand why she remains asleep unless... What if she only managed a partial summoning? There's a possibility that all of Satoto's ether fled from her body upon calling the Lilac, causing her to then fall unconscious before the fairy could fully manifest. That would mean this unbound phantom is out there somewhere aimlessly roaming the land and preventing her from regaining consciousness. You and Alka must hurry to find and dispatch of it before it wanders too far. It may be the only way to wake her. Back to Camp Drakewolf. Finally, you've returned. What did Sarito Carito have to say? Partially summoned familiar. Then, as Sarito Carito suggests, we must hunt this thing down and destroy it. Do you recall how, right before Satoto fell unconscious at the ruins, a purple sphere of light appeared before us? That must be the phantom fairy to which he refers. Problem is, the moment it materialized, it vanished from Amberport Keep. There's no telling where it could have gone. Two of you looking awfully somber. What's wrong? Does this thing by any chance resemble a floating violet orb? So you've seen it? No, but lately many of the whalers have been claiming they've encountered a specter in the forest. In fact, the reports have been so numerous in number that I've been given orders to investigate the matter. Interestingly enough, the description they've given me seems to match this phantom fairy of yours. Ah, that'll be it, all right. Well, I'd like to immediately begin my search of this fairy specter. There are a few rather pressing matters I must attend to first. Not to worry, Zilly and I will take it from here. We've already troubled you enough as it is. Very well, then. My men have spotted the thing along the upper paths and Snake Mold. You may want to begin by searching both those places. Thank you. I'm not doing it for you. I'm doing it for the young lady. It's not as though I could simply stand by and watch as a helpless girl fights for her life. What a gent. May not seem it, but somewhere in that man is a good heart. Now then, let's immediately begin surveying the areas. Linda now mentioned, you take the upper paths and I'll go to Snake Mold. Upper paths. The chase. Oh, we didn't have to go far. I was probably going to make a search a couple places. You notice nothing out of the ordinary. You notice nothing out of the ordinary. These are not the droids you're looking for. Oh yeah, it might be the purple one. Out of the corner of your eye, you see an eerie glowing presence floating toward you. It releases a hideous scream and you find yourself under attack. Kappa. Okay, so back to Aquazoka. We're coming, Alka-Seltzer. Burrito. Oh, it's about time you came, my friend. I was beginning to grow concerned. One of the beasts in the forest had gotten the better of you. I myself encountered a fair few woodland creatures during my search, one of which was a purple sphere of light. Alas, it turned out simply to be a will-o'-the-wisp. By the expression on your face, I assume your investigation went no better. Where the seven hells did that thing fly off to? Here you are. Just moments ago, one of my men was attacked by your fairy. What? Who? According to him, it disappeared into the lost city of Amdapor. We won't be able to give chase just yet, however. Entry into the area is heavily restricted due to the darkness which permeates it. We need to receive permission from the Order of the Twin Adder. I shall go and request that right now. In the meantime, I ask that you wait here. Linda, now, with all due respect, why is it that you're so intent on helping us? To put it bluntly, the fairy is our responsibility, not yours. I told you before, green of skin or not, I cannot stand to see a young girl suffer. After all, the duty of a strong is to protect the weak. Now, if the two of you are planning on joining me in this fight against the Fairy Phantom, I suggest you begin making preparations. Taking this thing down is going to be no easy task. Level 68, the chase, complete. Level 70, our unsung heroes. Alka-Zoka impatiently awaits your arrival. Ether pack. Silly, you're here. Excellent. Landonell, mere moments ago, received the necessary authorization for us to enter Amdapor. He'll also be accompanying us into the Lost City. He claims that in watching over Satoto, he's developed a brotherly affection for her and wants to help. Honestly, I think he's just raring for a fight. Well, whatever his reasons, I am simply glad for his assistance. The more seasoned fighters we take, the faster we'll be able to dispatch the parasite leeching Satoto of her ether. Now let us head to the gates where we will be meeting Landonell. To the Lost City of Amdapor. You ready, Zilly? Good. The moment Landonell joins us, we'll enter the Lost City. Duty calls. Commence battle for our unsung heroes. Level sync is in effect. If you are above the maximum allowed level, it will be synced as follows. Level 70, proceed. Pursue the Phantom Fairy. I don't suppose we're supposed to attack it, right? Doesn't seem to be aggroing anything. It went this way, right? No, there's fake sprites. Yeah, it's just like the that section, like the last section of hard mode. You sucker. Yeah, it's about a boss. Is it waiting for us? No, it's gonna... Falling Karibo, we've already beaten you, dude. Provide cover. Okay. Oh, I didn't get out of that quick enough, that's for sure. Staying out the way, because they don't move out of AoE, so if it targets me, like the last one did. Excuse me. They don't seem nearly as stupid as they did in the last one. Oh, we gotta gang up. You got me landing now? I got you, buddy. Reapply our dot. Yeah, we just need a better shield, that's all. Push straight. We got this. Couple more hits. Assuming there's nothing else. That's good. Well, that was simple. Is it gone? Haha, it is. We did it. It's another victory for the Royal Marines. Statue stopped moving and the earlier dread I felt begun to recede. It appears the Phantom Fairy is no longer. Yes, which means there's a very good chance that Toto's ether has returned to her. She'll be up soon. Let's hurry back so that she might have a friendly face to wake to. You're not Celine, you're Eos. Silly, what in the God's name are you doing? Come, we must return to Camp Tranquil post-haste. That fight took a lot more out of me than I thought it did. Where's Satoto, and Landonell for that matter? Satoto, you awake? Alka, what's wrong? Are you alright? Do you not remember you attempted to summon Lilac and fell unconscious? You've been asleep this entire time. Well, at least until we defeated the fairy you had called forth. I had no idea. I'm so sorry. It was never my intention to place any of you in harm's way. While I was sleeping, I had a dream. It was of my father. When the first wave of sickness hit, person after person began taking ill. I watched as he and other scholars rushed through the streets trying to save anyone they could. Then the sickness struck me. When my skin began to turn green and my limbs began to shrink, he decided to embark upon a mission to obtain the cure, one he knew was destined to end in failure from the very start. Made his way to where all the white mages resided, the enemy nation of Andapur. In a last-ditch attempt to save me, he infiltrated their borders. I suppose we all know how that story ended. Even if he no longer cared for me, loathed me, even for what I had become, it wouldn't matter. I just wish I could have seen him one last time. What are you talking about, Satoto? Your father would have been delighted to see the stunning young woman you've grown into. Thank you, Alka. You always know what to say. While I've always known I'd never again feel my father's loving embrace, I had thought that maybe, just maybe, I could have at least seen his fairy. Excuse me. My selfish desire to do so, however, I put everyone in danger, including Lilac. Words are not enough to express how sorry I am. Excuse me. That reminds me, Satoto, do you have any idea why Lilac was so drawn to the Lost City? Need not worry about it, friend. There's likely little rhyme or reason to the actions of a frenzied spirit. Maybe, but the way she was moving seemed deliberate, almost as though she was trying to show us something. Do you have any ideas, Zilly? Hold out your gemstone. Shake your head. Yeah, we'll hold out the gemstone. Gemstone. I think this is what Lilac was trying to lead us to. We should take it to Cerrito Corrito that he might examine it. He, of all people, will be able to comprehend its significance. Oh, I nearly forgot, Landonell, sir. Thank you for taking care of me when I was unwell. Think nothing of it. This world may be full of self-serving men and women, but don't forget that not all of us are like that. Should you run into something that threatens to hurt you, be sure to come and find me. Once I run them through with my lance, they should bother you no longer. Thank you, sir. I'll be sure to do that. Okay, I guess we're going... Oh, we're going to the Wanderer's Palace? Yeah, okay. Bronze Lake. Still not done yet, huh? Cerrito Corrito, there is something we would like for you to examine. Tilly discovered this gemstone in the lost city of Amdapor. It seemed as if to be of great import to the fairy Satoto summoned. Indeed. Dear gods, it couldn't possibly be. This gemstone, it appears to contain concentrated white magics. How did you find this? Ah, from what you described, I can only surmise that this is the Guardian Statue's crystal core and the source of its power. Is it possible, then, that this is what Satoto's father sought to acquire by infiltrating Amdapor? It is very likely. Had the Nimians managed to attain and analyze one of these gemstones, we could have found the remedies to any number of diseases, possibly even that of the sickness which destroyed our lands. Just as I thought, Lilac was acting with deliberate intent. She had guided us to the lost city that we might uncover this. Normally, a fairy which has failed to fully manifest is nothing more than a sphere of turbulent etheric energy, capable of being manipulated by its summoner. Lilac, however, is in part a remnant of her father's ether. Perhaps she retained his strong will to see that Satoto was saved. Lilac, father, thank you. Thank you for everything. In my selfish desire to reconnect with my father, I caused the two of you a great deal of distress. For that I am terribly sorry. Satoto, there is no need to apologize. Your undying gratitude is more than enough. And thank you, Alka, for everything. That you should even now treat me like a young girl I once was. It is perhaps what I've come to like about you most. My apologies, Satoto. I didn't quite catch that. Do you think you could... Satoto, are you alright? You're going red. Mayhap you need to lay down and rest. I'm perfectly fine, although Alka, next time the Royal Marines are out training, would it be alright if I joined you? Of course, you'd be a fine addition to our ranks, my lady. You are the daughter of one of Nim's very own Royal Marines, after all. For now, this is enough. When the day comes that I regain my original body, however, I pray that you will give me strength, Father, Lilac, that I might one day convey my feeling to him. For the two of you have gone to great lengths to bring Satoto safely back to us. For that, I cannot thank you enough. This gemstone that you brought back from Amdapor at Lilac's behest will no doubt pave the way for a new generation of scholars. I shall begin analyzing this gemstone straight away. I will do whatever it takes to discover the cure and thus carry on Satoto's father's legacy. Speaking of legacies, you have shaped up to be a mighty fine scholar. I cannot help but feel proud whenever I look upon you. What a relief it is that Satoto is back to normal. While incredibly trying, I cannot help but be glad for our little misadventure. Not only will it aid Cerrito Garrido's effort to discover a cure, but the Royal Marines have become all the stronger for it. We have even earned ourselves a new member. I know I don't say it enough, but thank you, Zilly, for always being there. You are an excellent scholar and even better friend. Now, let us leave this place. It is past time we return home to continue our training. To victory, come hell's our high water. Level 70, our unsung heroes, complete. Lilac has bequeathed all of her knowledge of Nemean military tactics unto you. This concludes the Scholar Quest for Final Fantasy XIV Stormblood. In order to undertake the next series of quests, you must first meet the following requirements. Final Fantasy XIV Shadowbringers must be registered to your service account. You must have completed the main scenario quest, Shadowbringers. Must have completed the role quest, The Soul of Temperance. Once you have done so, the next Scholar Quest will be available from Alka Seltzer.